So we are about 3 weeks into the Major League Baseball season, and there's been a lot of disappointments, but also a lot of surprises. So in today's video, I'm going to go ahead and talk about those surprising players, those guys who came out and have shown us stuff that we didn't think they were capable of, guys that are surprising us. And if we get 2,500 likes on this video, I'll drop the most disappointing players in the next few days. We got 10 names, 10 players, guys who you didn't expect to do great, but are playing really high-level baseball right now. Some interesting names on this list for sure. So as always, if you guys do enjoy this video, you like the content, like I said, 2,500 likes will do the most disappointing players of 2020. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoy the content. If you love baseball, click that sub button, join the team. We're almost at 160K. Get in the comments down below who else has been surprising to you this year. There's only 10 players in this list, but I am going to be doing a video about the most surprising player from every team, so maybe they were left off today. Help me out in the comments down below who I missed. And don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, second channel. Links are all in the description down below as always. So without further ado, let's talk about the 10 most surprising players of the 2020 season. Getting today's video started off at the number 1 spot, we've got Kyle Lewis, outfielder for the Seattle Mariners. Now, the Mariners had very low expectations, and while Kyle Lewis did have a strong 2019 in 18 games, I don't think we expect him to come out in 2020 and swing the bat just as well again. 25 hits on the season, towards the top of Major League Baseball, 4 homers, 14 RBIs. He's hitting .333 with a .414 on base, .507 slugging, and .920 OPS. He's having an unbelievable season at the plate, and I can vouch for this guy. When I was at Seattle Mariners spring training, he was working so incredibly hard. Even when he was off for the day, he was still working. This is a guy who wants to be good, wants to be great, and he is going to get there with that work ethic, showing it this year as he's having a phenomenal year at the plate. And in terms of F4, he is 12th in Major League Baseball this year with a 1.0 F4, 158 WRC+. Dude's having a great start to the season. Second player of today's video, another outfielder, this time north of the border. Well, they're playing in Buffalo now. Toronto Blue Jays outfielder Teoscar Hernandez. Teoscar the last few years has improved as a player. He has shown some pop in that bat for sure, hitting 26 homers last year off of 2018 where he hit 22. But he's never really hit for the average that we're seeing in 2020 because for his career he's about a 240 average guy. This year though, he's not only just hitting for power, he's hitting for average, still refuses to walk, but all his other numbers jump off the page. 7 homers and 4 doubles and 65 at-bats this year with 13 RBIs, stealing 2 bases, 19 strikeouts to 2 walks, which is not great, still some stuff to be desired. He's hitting .292 with a .309 on base, .677 slugging, and a .986 OPS to give him an OPS plus at 154. No matter how little he walks, you put up those numbers offensively, that's going to make an impact. Now with Teoscar, not great in the field. You're not going to find him very high on the WAR leaderboards, but at the plate right now, he is raking for sure. Maybe a little more patience will help him out, but still, I don't think anyone saw this hot start for Teoscar Hernandez in 2020. For the third player in today's video, we actually have our first pitcher, and that's going to be Merrill Kelly. Now, Merrill Kelly, you might know of him. He was a 30-year-old rookie in Major League Baseball last year, and he came from the KBO. Of course, we covered that a little bit this year on the channel. Last year, 2019, 4.42 ERA. Fine pitcher, but wasn't great. This year with the Diamondbacks, he's been one of the few guys in that rotation who has been good. 3-1 record with a 1.71 ERA in 26 1/3 innings pitched, .911 whip, striking out 7.5 batters per 9, giving up way less hits at 7.2, walking way less, only 1 batter per 9 innings, still getting up the long ball a little bit, but that's expected in Arizona. What's interesting about Merrill Kelly is that when you look at his StatCast numbers, the analytics tells you might be getting a little lucky, and he doesn't have like the greatest stuff, but right now he is producing, and that is surprising in and of itself. Merrill Kelly is one of the best pitchers on the Diamondbacks right now in this young season. The fourth surprising player for the 2020 season thus far has to be Hanser Alberto of the Baltimore Orioles. I talked about him yesterday in my video about if the Orioles are actually good. You should check that video out if you haven't, but Hanser Alberto is having a great start to the year. He's hit 2 homers, not going to give you a lot of power, but he has 10 doubles on the year with 10 RBIs and 28 hits, hitting .337 with a .368 on base, .530 slugging, and .898 OPS. He's not going to be one of the most impactful hitters typically, but right now he's got a high OPS, doesn't really get on base, still doesn't walk, 9 strikeouts to 3 walks on the season, but he's putting the ball in play, he's making things happen, and he's playing decent infield this year. Definitely a reason why the Orioles are having success this year, and even though he did hit .305 last year, 751 OPS, that's about league average. He's way above that this year at .898. So much so that it puts him 28th in Major League Baseball on F4. Dude's having quite the season. Just puts the ball in play a lot. Okay, halfway through the video, and I think we might have hit the most surprising player on the list, at least in terms of pitchers, and that's going to be Dylan Bundy. Now, Dylan Bundy, we thought had some good stuff, but based on what we'd seen in Baltimore the last 4 seasons, you were starting to doubt that a little bit. Well, he's gone to Los Angeles, Mickey Callaway's got him under his wing, and he's made him into a really good-looking pitcher. Bundy's made 4 starts thus far, throwing a complete game, a 1.57 ERA in 28 2/3 innings pitched, a .628 whip, which is just absolutely ridiculous and unheard of, striking out 11 batters per 9, by far a career high, walking significantly less, .9 walks per 9 innings for a guy who averages about 3, giving up less homers, giving up way less hits, 4.7 hits per 9. I mean, the guy's giving up 15 hits in 28 2/3 innings. That's unbelievable. Only 2 homers, 3 walks, striking out 35. Bundy is looking really good, and the Angels have control over him for another season after this. Doesn't hit free agency until 2022. Fantastic pickup by them this year. Surprisingly, the Orioles, who are playing good baseball, probably would be even better if they kept on to Dylan Dylan Bundy because he is pitching at an all-star Cy Young caliber level right now. Will he be able to keep it up for the full season? I'm unsure, but I'm excited to see what this guy does. It's good to see him finally hitting that potential we thought he once had. Oh yeah, and StatCast loves him. He's lighting up those numbers as well. So for the sixth player in today's video, let's go out to the Bay Area and talk about San Francisco Giant outfielder Mike Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski had a great 2019 season, making his rookie debut last year and really surprised a lot of people in 2019. And I'll admit it myself, I didn't think he was going to be able to replicate that again in 2020. Clearly I was wrong because he is off to an insane start this year. 5 homers, 6 doubles, 2 triples, 13 RBIs, a stolen base, leads the league in runs, 303 average with a 430 on base, 632 slugging to give an OPS way above 1,000 at 1062 and an OPS plus at 192. In fact, when you look at the WAR leaderboards according to Fangraphs, he is the best player in Major League Baseball. Yes, not Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, Fernando Tatis, Mike Yastrzemski. He's just doing some crazy stuff right now. He's getting on base at an unreal clip. When he does hit the ball, he's hitting it for extra bases. He's having a fantastic season and he's playing really good defense in the outfield, which is an added wrinkle to his game. He's been really good. Call Yastrzemski's magic. It's starting to rub off a little bit on his son. Looks like we got a ball player in San Francisco, and I'll admit it, I was very wrong about this guy. Yastrzemski looking really good. Okay, this guy might be the most surprising player because at number 7, we've got Jacoby Jones of the Detroit Tigers, another outfielder. The outfield position's hot this year, who's playing by far the best he's ever played in his career. Now, it's only 16 games, so again, we have to take it with a grain of salt, but right now, Jacoby Jones is making an MVP case in the early season. 5 homers, 5 doubles, 12 RBIs in 16 games, hitting 300 with a 364 on base, 700 slugging percentage. Yes, 700 for Jacoby Jones, who's a lifetime 387 slugging percentage hitter, and that includes this year, and a 1064 OPS, one of the best in the league for a guy who, for his career, here's what his slash line is: 211, 276, 369, 645. A guy with a career 645 OPS is currently with an OPS over 400 points higher this year. Jacoby Jones has always been a great athlete. You always thought that there was potential there, but now at 28 years old, you thought maybe it was past his time. Maybe he's just a 5th outfielder. No, Jacoby Jones is showing that, hey, he's still got a little something left in the tank. Maybe a late bloomer because right now through these 16 games in 2020, Jacoby Jones is putting on a show. All right, let's head back out to the Bay Area again. They got some players that are surprising me. At number 8, we've got Donovan Solano, second baseman for the Giants. You can credit pretty much all the Giants wins to Donovan Solano and Mike Yastrzemski. Those guys are carrying them, along with Wilmer Flores. But these two guys, including Solano, are off to a crazy start. Now, Solano's not going to hit you power. He's got 1 homer on the year and has 14 in his career, but he's getting extra bases. He has 9 doubles, which leads the National League, 28 hits and 63 at-bats, doesn't strike out, is constantly putting the ball in play, 9 strikeouts to 4 walks. Here's where the numbers get crazy. So we talk about guys hitting 400 maybe this year in a short season. Well, Donovan Solano might be that guy. He's hitting 444 with a 471 on base, 635 slugging to give him an OPS at 1106. What? OPS plus 206. Now, prior to last season, honestly, we'll even include last season, Donovan Solano was a career 269 hitter with a 666 OPS. While it's also the number of the devil, that's also the number of a bad hitter. But Solano in 2019 improved to an 815 OPS, and in 2020 thus far is at 1100. You can't deny that. That's really good. And even defensively this year, while he's not a Gold Glover, he's been solid enough. He is 6th right now in F4 in Major League Baseball, just a few spots behind his teammate Mike Yastrzemski. 500 BABIP, like, are these numbers sustainable? Probably not. But when you see a 444 batting average for Donovan Solano, there's no shot he doesn't make this list. Surprising the hell out of me for sure. Second to last player of today's video, it's a little bit of a surprise because he's been hurt, but let's talk about Dinelson Lamet. Now, Dinelson Lamet, when healthy, as we've seen in the past, has some absolutely filthy stuff. He made 14 appearances in 2019, 73 innings pitched, had a whip at 1.26, an ERA at 4, striking out almost 13 batters per 9 innings, but he does walk a few guys, give up the long ball, and give up some hits. Well, in 2020, he's looking fully healthy because these numbers are gross. Like, he's casually been the ace this year over Chris Paddock. He's made 5 starts, 28 1/3 innings pitched, 1.59 ERA, a whip under 1 at .812. You want to look at FIP, 2.78, that's gross. Struck out 36 batters this year, only walking 8 and giving up 2 homers along with 5 earned runs, 11.4 strikeouts per 9, which is a little bit lower than last year, but still very good. The walks are down though to 2.5. The homers are down almost a full home run per 9 inning at 0.6, and he's giving up almost 3 less hits per 9 innings this year at 4.8. Absolutely disgusting. Now again, we all knew that he had this in him, but did we think it was going to happen in 2020 after coming back from the injuries that he sustained? Probably not this quickly, but he's one of the reasons why the Padres have been so competitive this year. On the pitching side, he gives them a very good chance to win a game every 5 days. Dinelson Lamet's looking really good. And then last but certainly not least, a New York Met favorite, Cincinnati Reds outfielder Jesse Winker. Now, I don't hate Jesse Winker. He waved bye to the fans when he beat us last year. He deserved to do so. And while he's been actually a pretty decent player in his short time in Major League Baseball thus far as 3 seasons, about an 800 OPS guy, this year he's really exploding at the plate. 5 homers, 3 doubles, 19 hits with 8 RBIs, hitting 365 with a Major League best 484 on base, almost on base half the time, 712 slugging, and an OPS that leads Major League Baseball at 1196, almost 1200. We're talking MVP Mike Trout, Christian Yelich type numbers. Oh yeah, OPS 217 as well. Now, like I said, he's been a guy whose OPS has hovered around 800 before because he does have a really good eye at the plate. He walks quite a bit. In 2018, he walked more than he struck out. But to see the kind of power, to see the kind of consistency at the batting average, he's walking really well. His eye has been fantastic this year. You gotta give Jesse Winker some credit. I don't think when you talked about him improving, you thought he was gonna be in the conversation for MVP, along with his teammate Nick Castellanos. Like, it's arguably a debate who's having a better season. Winker is 9th in F4 with a 1.0. Castellanos is 22nd with 0.9. But yet, Nick Castellanos probably gets a little bit more press. Winker's been incredible for the Reds this year. We don't know when they're gonna hit the field again because of the coronavirus scare. But so far, when he has been on the field in 2020, Jesse Winker has been a special player. And I don't think anybody saw this kind of production coming. So those are my 10 most surprising players of the 2020 Major League Baseball season thus far. Would love to know who you think I left off the list, what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Remember to drop a like if you want to see the most disappointing players. 2,500 likes, you get that. Subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, second channel. All the links are in the description as always. Thank you guys so much for supporting the videos. You guys know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video right here, as well as this is my most recent upload. So click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Bye.